Welcome back to the channel, guys. This is the next one that we're doing, but we've also got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more on the shelf above me that are getting done here in the next few videos, one right after another. So just watch for those videos and subscribe so you can see those. But what we got here is this is a Model 7B that come in. It's going to be getting mint green and with a black turntable and base, so that'll look really good. I've just plugged it in and we're going to turn it on and make sure that it works. I mean, I'm a little leery about plugging it in with the cord looking like that, but we're going to go ahead and do it anyways. Alright, overall it doesn't sound too bad, which is a good sign for this. We're going to go ahead and get it unplugged. And I think we're going to just proceed right into taking this apart. Getting it ready for cleaning and degreasing. Start with getting this cord off of here. Throw the cord back. See how the brushes look. Alright, it's going to need new brushes. I mean, they're not too terrible, but they're about halfway down, so that's kind of interesting. Usually brushes come out the same size, but if you look at these, you can see they're actually, one's a little shorter than the other. And I don't know if one just had a little more pressure against it or what the deal was there. But yeah, I'm not going to sweat it. Like I said, we're just going to go through and just get it replaced with 2 brand new brushes. Now let's see what looks like underneath our speed control cap here. It's got a wobble to it. Obviously it needs new feet too. I know I've mentioned it before, but I get my feet online. I can buy them in bulk. If you guys see this, that right there is where I get them from. If any of you guys are looking for feet, they've got all different sizes and stuff. But you can go through and you can look at all the rubber feet that they have. What I use on these is right here. It's the 2803 is the number, so they work good for these. The older ones, almost all the Sunbeams, they work excellent for. Alright, let's take a look at what we're dealing with here. I got a pretty funky build up in here, which is not a big deal. I might have to clean right up. It is, like I said before, it's normal for these, especially once they have when there's a fan on an armature that sucks air in from the back here, blows it through the motor housing and out the front. This is where you tend to get most of your buildup. Everything's got a little oily residue on it, and then it, like I said, it sucks the flour right in through the back. The flour is extremely light, so loose handle too. So it's not surprising that it deposits right back here. Chunks of debris just falling off. Yeah, there's some black yucky carbony buildup in here. What the heck is that? Looks to me that might be from the capacitor. Yep. Well, maybe not. I do see a little wax on there, but sometimes, you know, even when these are new, they had a little drip on there from whatever. But usually, you can see it all coming out the ends here. I don't know. I don't think it came from there, unless it was replaced. It came from another one that was replaced, but it is a big waxy buildup in here. It's not grease, it's wax, so it had to come from a capacitor. So I think, oh, look at that. So I think we're going to look into the capacitor. It didn't sound bad when it ran, so I'm sure it's good. It must have been replaced at one time. Here's a resistor that we can go through and test too, to make sure it's good. Even though it's looking a little charred right there, it could still be fine. Secondary brushes look good, at least that one. Alright, looks like a decent one. Does look a little shorter than the others, so maybe that'll have to be replaced as well. But the armature spins nice and free. That's probably one of the freest spinning ones that we've had in here. So that leads me to believe it's lubricated well. Clean this up really good. I'm just taking off the wiring connections back here right now. Alright, all these parts will clean up really nice. Not even concerned about that. Oh. Yeah, not like dropping screws on the floor. Get into the front here. Oh, so a little more oomph. Yeah, not too bad. Definitely seen far worse. Yeah, handle screw here is loose. Actually, they're both kind of loose. Got handle and speed control knob or brake light will be cleaned up, and we'll just re-letter the speed control on there so the letters stand out nice. Alright, let's strip down, ready to go. See if you guys can still see here. Yeah, this has some grease in it. This is pretty greasy out here. I mean, usually don't seem that greasy. These all seem to be coming out with no issue. Maybe we got our snap screws out of the way for a while. After we had, what, 3 or 4 in a row. Nice to have one go a little bit better. That's kind of weird. Looks almost like it's a rubber gasket in there. That's just a layer of grease on there. The grease still feels kind of grease-like. I mean, greasy, not sticky. Even here, I mean, this thing had to have been lubricated at some time. Because as old as this is, if this thing hadn't been re-greased at some point in time, this grease would be really sticky and nasty in here. So it's pretty obvious that it had been maintained at some point. Yeah, I can't believe how freely these turn. I do notice one thing, that this grease is like a really black dark grease here. I don't know what kind of grease they used, but it does seem to hold up really well. I mean, I don't know how long ago this thing was serviced, but if that capacitor was replaced, these capacitors hadn't been made in quite a long time. So this thing may have been serviced quite a long time ago. I really have no way of knowing. I mean, it could have been a couple years ago for all I know. I really shouldn't speculate on that. Oh, I might have to go get some heavy artillery on this set screw there. This one cranked over pretty easy. But that other one on there is stuck. I don't expect this shaft to give me any trouble coming out of here. It's free as everything turns. Yeah, it just come right out. And it's nice and oily. Like I said, the machine had been maintained well. With grease and plenty of oil. Alright, work on this again. Okay. Maybe we'll get a bigger gun for that. Alright, let's see what we can do with this. Man, I had to go out for the garage for this. I tell you what, man, it was chilly out there today. The sun came out finally. I mean, it's rained all day. Oh, yeah. I don't want to go at all. Alright, I have to try the rat-tat-tat method. I'm not going to be able to do it like this, guys. I have to rotate you down like that. So, hang on.
That's what it feels like when you're broke down. When you're broke down, you can't be fixed. And all the women in the neighborhood, they say you're damaged. They say they go damaged. There goes damaged goods. Damaged goods. Oh, Carmelita.
At this point, I'm just going to leave it in there if I can't get it off, and I'm going to have to use some heat. See if the heat will have an effect on it, but I got to strip everything else out of here before I can try that option. Man, I wish it would just go now. We gotta do the easiest. Yeah, man, I can't, even with leverage I can't get it. Alright. I guess we can go through and get our armature out of here now. Oh wow. I don't know how well you guys can see this, but there's a definite ridge on here. And we're going to have to take that way down. Alright, while I'm here, I'm going to go through and get this base apart. is pretty much stripped down, except for the feet. And these feet, a lot of times they get really hard and brittle. So what I do then is I just take a drill bit and I'll drill into the center of these. That way I can just get a screwdriver and put it in there and they pop right out that way, or they crumble into pieces. Either way, that's the easiest way to get them out. So I'll have to work on that. I know the connection here is going to be bad. The wire is going to be losing insulation for sure. I don't even think it's going to be easy to get in here. Oh, there we go. That wasn't so bad. Tell that rubber seal there isn't in that insulator isn't in the best of shape. I mean, it's just turned like a glue, stick to everything. Alright, let's get into the wire here. Yep, you can see bare wire. You see how brittle that is. I mean, I can just crack. Can you see? Yeah, you can see how brittle that is. I can just crack that. Oops. That one just came right off. Yeah, look at that. That is like really bad. But you know, when you expect anything else. I mean, you kind of get to know these after a while, and you know what to expect when you look inside of them. So, and that's pretty much par for the course right there. The way the cord comes out. You figure these cords are old, and they just don't last forever. You got to give the machines themselves a lot of credit for lasting as long as they do. They last for an extremely long time, considering they've been a workhorse their whole life. I still think it's amazing that as much work as they've done, as hard as they've worked, that just a little bit of course, a little bit of maintenance on them, they could be put right back into service again. Ready to run for another couple decades, or a few decades, whatever the case may be. This thing is stuck in there good. Separated. Certainly appears to be. These things are usually pretty tricky to pull out. They get kind of sticky in there, but this one just feels really bad, really soggy. And I imagine with the amount of oil this thing has, it was probably excessively oiled at times. And of course everything goes to the bottom. Yeah, you can see that. That's all the oil, grease, and crap that had it glued in there. That's ready for the garbage. While I'm here, might as well take out this detent pin and spray. Alright, we got a couple of the brush clips. The clips attached to the brush holders here. Pop those off. Alright, now we're ready to go after the field coils.
That's what it feels like when you're broke down. When you're broke down, you can't be fixed. And all the women in the neighborhood, they say you're dead.
Alright, I noticed the camera stopped again. Anyways, we've got the field coils out. These sleeves on here, they don't feel too bad on this one, so we'll just clean it up. We're probably going to extend our leads again on here to make it a little easier to get our new cord connected to it. We'll check the rest of the wires, but everything seems to be good and flexible. So all we've got left to take out of here now is the brushes and the pin, or the brush holders and the pin. And then we can, then we're going to go and take a heat gun, to the outside of that gear, and hopefully we can get that set screw out that way. I mean, it seems like you can accomplish a lot with heat. Just a little bit of expansion, on parts makes a big difference sometimes. Whether it's one of these or whether you're working on a car or whatever, things get stuck. But with the heat, usually does the trick. And these come right out too. On the effort. Alright, let's work on this. Our little hinge pin. This is what you call it. I mean, it's a pin and it hinges on it, so. Should go in the right direction here. Nope. Wasn't sure. That one was tough to tell. But how do you know when you finally go in the right direction? This is drives right through. I don't know if you can see on here where it's serrated. Around there, that's the side you want coming out, because that actually, the way they serrate this, it's actually a little thicker than the rest of it, the overall thickness. And then it leaves marks in here, so after the powder coat, I just look for the serrated marks in there, and that's at the end I put it first. Alright, I want to get as much grease out of here as I can. And I'm going to go through and heat that up carefully with the heat gun, so I can hopefully get that set screw out. First I'm going to get this disassembled. Been checking these lately because these seem to have been worn down a lot, and even this one here seems like it was starting to wear, even though there is still some left on it. But yeah, that's something that I had never really seen before. lately we found a few of those. Everything seems to happen in, you know, come in spurts like that. You know, you won't see something for the longest time, and then you'll see 3 or 4 of the same thing, and then it'll be a long time before you see it again. It's kind of strange the way it works out like that. Alright, oil wicks are out of there. Alright, that's all ready to be scrubbed down.
I heard the sirens, I heard the bells. From down the street I could hear the yells. I turned to watch as the flames grew higher, 'cause where there's love there's fire. When Romeo found Juliet she would not wait. Pyramus and Thisbe made the same mistake. To prove their love they went to the extreme. Tragedy of errors of Midsummer Night's Dream.
Alright, hopefully you guys got to see the heat gun trick on getting it out. It was still a bit of a workout to get it out of there, but it would have never come out without heat, I don't believe. Especially since it's hard to get any leverage on there. But we've got this all stripped down, ready to go. Just you can see all the grease that's left in there. We got to get this degreased. All the rest of these parts got to get cleaned up. Some of them still got grease and crud that got to get degreased. Then I'm gonna head to the sandblaster, and then it'll be ready for powder coat. So after we get everything powder coated, I'll come back and you know, all these parts will be cleaned up. We'll have the speed control cap lettered. Everything will be ready for reassembly, and then I'll bring you guys back in. We'll go through and we'll get this all put back together. If you know, if you guys like the video, let us know by giving us a like. If you have any questions or comments about this or any of the other videos, just leave them down below, and we'll get back to you on those. If you want to see the end result of this, or if you want to see any of the other videos that we have and you want to be notified, be sure to subscribe so that you get your notifications for those. As always, guys, I appreciate you watching, and we'll see you on the next one. Thanks.